So in this session, we will be understanding about how the DOM tree is being generated or how the HTML is really converted into DOM representation or into DOM tree. So in the previous session, I already told you that when you send the .html file content to the browser, I said the browser's HTML parser will take the HTML content, and I said the HTML parser will be converting the HTML content into DOM tree representation. Now in the current session we will be understanding how this DOM tree is being really generated. Now let me explain how the HTML is being converted to DOM tree. Remember, when the HTML file is sent to the HTML parser, first the HTML parser will read the structure of the .html file, and the HTML parser will identify the first element which is present inside the .html file. You observe carefully, the HTML is the first element which is present inside the .html file. So this is where HTML is starting and this is where HTML is ending. And I think some time back I already explained that somewhere in the HTML I said whatever you are going to write immediately after angular bracket, that is technically called as element. Okay, so this HTML is a element, or even some people will call it as tag name also, right? HTML is a element or a tag name. Similar way head is a element or a tag name, right? And similar way body is also an element name or maybe tag name. Similar way here input is tag name, right? Here also input, here also input. So here BR is a tag name, so on so forth. Okay, so and I also told you that these type is equals to text, ID is equals to something. These things are technically called as attributes. Sometime back I already explained all these things in the somewhere in the HTML. So this input is technically called as element, and type is equals to text, ID is equals to TB name, so on so forth. The remaining things are technically called as attributes, or even some people will be calling it as properties. Now let us come back to the point. So whenever the HTML file content is given to the HTML parser, the HTML parser will understand the root level element or the top level element which is present inside the HTML file. Which is the highest level or root level element present inside the HTML file? Obviously HTML only. So between this HTML opening and then ending tag, remaining tags are present. So this is the root element or the parent element. Now in the DOM tree, the HTML parser will create HTML node. Okay, so this one will be created as a node, right? You remember, as per DOM terminology, a node is actually a rectangular box. In the DOM tree, I am going to call it as node. So this is a node, right? So for this node or for this element node, I am having directly two childs. Now you observe carefully under this HTML directly how many elements are created. Usually you take any HTML document. I said HTML document will be having end of HTML document, and then head document will be there. What else will be there? Immediately after head document or head element, the body element will be present. So head and body are the direct childs for the HTML. That is what I am showing here, right? So inside the HTML or under this HTML node, we are having head node and we are having body node. Now you observe carefully, inside the header portion I am not writing anything over here, and hence I am not going to show any child nodes over here. Okay, but under the body, from here to here, obviously there are lot of elements written over here. Now all these things are actually converted into nodes, right? Let me show you how the conversion will be happening. Under the body, first I have written name colon. So this name colon will be converted into a text node. A node will be created something like this, and directly name colon will be stored inside the node. You remember, the nodes in HTML is technically categorized into different categories, but the main categories are text nodes, and then there is something called as element nodes. Okay, so this name colon is text node. Okay, and this HTML is a element, and corresponding to the element the created node will be called as element node. Similar way, you tell me head is a element node or text node. Obviously head is a element node. What about body? Body is also element node. Name colon is a text node. So immediately after this name colon, we are having angular bracket input type is equals text, ID is equals something. So this entire thing will be converted into one node, and that node will be again placed inside the body as a child. So something like this, a node will be created. Here inside the node, whatever is present inside this angular bracket, that will be stored. So input type. What is the value of the type? Text. And what is the ID? ID is TB name, right? And you also remember one more important point. If you observe carefully this code, I am using only two attributes, that is type is equals to text, ID is equals to TB name. Actually for this text box control, there can be many other properties. Okay, so in all the available properties, I am using only two properties, type is equals to text, ID is equals to TB name. There can be many other properties, I am not using the other properties. You remember, even the unused properties are also automatically copied into the node. Okay, so I am saying unused properties are also copied, right? So anyhow, I will show you what are all the unused properties present for the text box later directly in my Visual Studio. But remember, unused properties are also copied into the DOM node. Used properties like type and ID and unused properties are also copied. Okay, so property name, and in case if any default value is present, that default value also. Okay, similar way, after creating this, even BR tag is also converted into a node, maybe simple node BR like this. Similar way, next age colon is converted into text node, something like this, right? Similar way, again this part input type is equals to text, ID is equals to TBH, again that is also converted into a DOM node, something like this. Input type, what is the value of the type? Type value is a text, so text will be written. And ID, what is ID? TB age. Not only these two used properties, again all unused properties will be stored. I will show you what are all those unused properties which are stored over here later. And immediately after this, again BR tag will be created, or BR node will be created. So after this, again input type is equals submit, ID is equals something, value is equals to submit. Even this is also converted into a node and then it will be stored. So because of space constraint, I will be showing that other node here. Input type, what is the type value? Submit. ID BTN submit. What next? Value submit. Not only these properties, actually I am using only three properties here: type submit, ID BTN submit, value submit. Apart from these three used properties, there can be lot of unused properties. Even that unused properties are also stored inside the corresponding node. Okay, so I believe you understood. This is how the DOM tree structure will be created. This combination of all these nodes, I can technically call it as DOM tree. You observe, this is a kind of tree-like representation. So how many childs are there for HTML directly? HTML is having directly two childs, head and body. And the body is having several childs. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you are able to see 7 childs for the body directly, right? So this is how DOM tree will be created. I believe you understood the point. Now after creating the DOM tree like this, I already told you that the DOM tree structure will be read by the drawing engine or by the browser engine after creating the complete DOM tree. So tell me, who is responsible for creating the DOM tree? HTML parser is responsible for creating the DOM tree. By getting the HTML file content, the HTML parser will convert the HTML file content into DOM tree representation. And after creating the DOM tree information will be passed to drawing engine or browser engine. and I already told you that the browser engine or a drawing engine will convert this entire DOM tree content into visible representation in the UI format. Let me show you. You consider this one as browser, which is viewed by the end user, right? So obviously here some address bar will be present and the received file name will be present inside the address bar. Now the drawing engine will start reading the DOM tree content. So wherever it observes HTML head and body, it won't do anything. But anyhow, inside the body, name colon text node is present. Wherever it observes a text node, directly that text will be written. Something like this. Similar way, when the drawing engine observes a node which is having input type is equals to text, automatically it will understand that it has to draw a text box, right? With predefined width and height, it will draw the text box. Okay, so drawing engine knows what is the width required for a text box and what is the height required for the text box. Okay, so even if you want, you can change this width and then height also. Immediately after this, whenever the drawing engine observes BR, the drawing engine will understand that it has to go to the next line. Okay, so in the next line, again when it observes this age colon text node, it will write age colon, and because of this node, again it will understand that it has to create one more text box. Similar way, because of this BR, again the writing will go to the next line, and after this BR, we are having this node. So because of this input type is equals to submit, the drawing engine will create a button control with the predefined value as a submit. So this is how the final UI will be visible to the end users. Okay, so try to understand the point here. So the point here is the HTML is first converted into DOM tree representation, and DOM tree representation will be given to drawing engine, and drawing engine will be reading the DOM tree content, and based on the DOM tree content, finally the drawing engine will be displaying the final visible user interface representation in the browser. I believe you understood the point. Now in my Visual Studio, I will try to show you what are those unused properties. While explaining the concept over here, I said apart from the used properties, I said the corresponding node will be getting unused properties also. I am going to show you what are those unused properties. So just for explaining the concept, I will create a new website. I will click on File, New, and then Website in my Visual Studio, and here I will select the ASP.NET Empty website. And in case if you are using any other editor, obviously you can use the other editor also. The concept is going to be same only. So what I will do here is I will click on OK. So after creating the new project or new website, I will click on Solution Explorer. In the Solution Explorer, I will right click on the website and I will click on Add. I will click on Add New Item. I will select HTML page and I will give the page name as some dummy file name a.html, and let me click on Add. So once I click on Add, a file will be created something like this. You don't bother about this doc type. So just to avoid confusion, I am just removing all the unnecessary content. So we are having HTML head and then body. Even if you want, you can remove title also. But anyhow, remember, in case if the title is present inside the header, in our DOM tree, under this HTML, under this head, one more node will be coming. Inside that node, title will be stored. Title and its value will be stored. So let me come back. So here, let us say I created name colon input type is equals to text ID TB name. Let us say I close it like this. So here I already told you that this input is called as element name or a tag name, and this type is equals to text ID is equals to TB name, technically called as properties or attributes. But for this text box, there are lot of properties associated or linked. So if you want to see all property names, you just click on space bar. Okay, so Once you click on spacebar, you can able to see lot of properties. What are the properties? Properties like accept, access key, alt, autocomplete. Area is not a property. It is something different. But these blue color symbols are, the blue color eraser symbols are the property symbols. Autocomplete, autofocus, border, something like this. There are lot of properties, right? Out of all these available properties, you observe these are all properties: form, target, height, hidden, and all those things. And what are these things? I already told you that these things are called as events. Okay, apart from properties, even events are also present. Okay, out of all these properties and events, I am using only two properties. Which are the two properties? I am using ID property, right, and text property, and remaining all properties I am not using. So these properties only I called it as unused properties, right? Even these properties are also stored inside the corresponding node. That is what I am trying to explain. Believe you understood. Now you observe here, you will be having accept and some value. In case if the accept property is having default value, that default value will be stored. Similar way, access key, maybe in case if any default value is present, that value, so on and so forth, right? So if you observe carefully, for every control value property will be present, even that value property will be stored. Not only this properties, unused properties, even all event names will be stored over here. Remember, all event names, whichever is linked with this control, all event names will be stored. Something like on-click event and its value, in case if any value is present, or in case if any JavaScript function is linked with that on-click event, so that will be stored. Everything will be stored. All unused properties as well as the event names are also stored inside each and every node. I believe you understood the point. So in the next session, I will be explaining about how to deal with this DOM tree and especially how to get the reference of a node.